Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Lazy Bay Designs. On this tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to make this beautiful bustier dress with hem gathers and a puffy sleeves. So stay connected as we get started. Great, so these are the materials I'll be needing for my tutorials: bones, plain fabric, ruler, pins, tape measure, scissors, and then chalk. Okay, so the measurement I'll be using for my client is dress length 40. So shoulder to waist is 16 minus the 40. I'll be having 24 inches. 24 and then minus 8 inches. That's the hem gathers. I'll be left with 16 inches. Okay, so the 16 inches is the skirt. That's from the waist to the thigh area, 16 inches plus 2 inches, making 18 inches as my allowance. So I marked out the 18 inches. Actually, the fabric is 3 yards, so I folded it into 4. Making sure I'll cut the 18 inches at the selvage. Like what I'm doing, I'm marking out the 18 inches. Great. I'll then connect the 3 points with a ruler and then cut out. Okay. So I'll be cutting out. Great, so this is what I have after cutting out. The next thing to do is to go ahead and then cut out the top area. So the bust measurement for my client is 40 inches. 40 divided by 4 is 10 inches plus 4 inches allowance. That is 2 inches as my dart allowance and then 2 inches as sewing allowance. When I was marking, my camera couldn't capture, so let me explain. Okay, so that's the 14 inches. 2 inches that allowance and then 2 inches sewing allowance. Because it's a bustier, I'll be starting from the chest area. So I'll start from 7 inches. I took away the shoulder to chest, so 7 inches to my bust point. To the person's bust point is 12 inches, under bust 16 inches, and then to waist I use 20 inches. To waist is actually 16 inches, but waist is actually 18 inches, but I marked 20 inches. So from center front away to the bust area is 5 inches and then 1 inch at both sides for that interval. And then on the bust point, I marked 5 inches. On the chest area, I marked my 5 inches and then 1 inch at both sides. I'll then connect all the points with my ruler and then cut out. I will then cut out without cutting out the dart to cut out the back. So after cutting out the back, I'll then cut the same thing on my lining pieces before cutting out the darts for the front. Great, so this is the front area. So I'll be cutting the same measurement on another pieces. That's for the back. Okay, at this point I'll be cutting out the hem gathers. Okay, so I'll then fold the fabric again. That is another selvage, so it's still 3 yards. So that's the selvage where I'm about to cut. Okay, I folded it into 4, and since it's 8 inches, I added some inches as my allowance, either 1 inch or 2 inches depending on how you want it. So I marked out my 10 inches and then cut out. After cutting out, I realized I got the same 3 yards for the gathers at the hem. And since it's the same 3 yards I cut out for the first one, I'll be adding additional inches, like 1.5 yard, like 1.5 yard length. I'll add it to what I have cut now, so that when I pull the gathers, I'll get enough for the first gathers I did. Great. I'll be cutting additional 1.5 yard. Okay. After cutting out, I will then use the remaining pieces for the sleeves. So this is it. I'll place the right side of each together and then sew. This is the remaining for the sleeves. I will then divide it into two. I will divide it into two. After dividing into two, I will then go ahead and then create a casing at both sides. That's for the top and then the down, by double folding top and down. Great. So this is the top. After cutting out the darts and then joining the dart pieces, I'll then go ahead and then top stitch on the bust area to enable me insert the boning into it. So the next thing to do is to go ahead and then shape the top and then the back by placing the sides facing each other like this. Okay, so the back is actually down, but my client doesn't want it too low, so this is how we want it. I then marked out and then cut out as well. I'll be doing the same thing on my lining pieces. Afterwards, I'll use the lining to turn the front and then the back to the right side, to the wrong side, sorry. So this is what I have after using the lining to turn to the wrong side. I then did the same thing for the back pieces by sewing the back area and then the center back. Afterwards, I created two casings at the back, leaving about 1 inch interval for creating my eyelets. The next thing to do is to go ahead and then shape the top according to my client's measurements. It's actually bust 40 and then waist 36. Okay. Okay, so this is what I have after shaping according to my client's measurements. I'll then trim off the excess, leaving about 1 inch or 1.5 inch as my seam allowance. I'll then go ahead and then trim the side and side of the top about 3/4 inch or 1 inch at both sides. Afterwards, I'll go ahead and then sew along the lines marked. After sewing, I'll then go ahead and then insert my bones. So this is the first pieces I cut out. I'll then go ahead and then run a garter stitch at one edge. After creating the garter stitch, I'll then go ahead and then fix it onto the top. Okay, so this is what I have after running the garter stitch at one side of the pieces. I'll then go ahead and then place the top on it, making sure right side faces each other, and then sew about 3/4 inch all along the waistline, but I'll be leaving about 1 inch on the skirt before starting the top. So this is the sleeves. I then created a casing at both sides of the pieces. I'll then go ahead and then insert the elastic band into both the top and then the down. This is what I have after inserting the elastic band. I then made one side very close and then one side very loose. the loose part is actually the shoulder part, and then the closed side is the one down at the arm area. I'll then go ahead and then sew the side of the sleeves by making sure the right side faces each other. Afterwards, I'll turn to the right side. Great. So this is what I have after joining the top to the down. I'll then go ahead and then work on the very hem of the dress. Another goddess is at the hem of the dress, but I'll fix my sleeves onto the top. So this is the sleeves. Okay, so I will attach the loose parts where the elastic was loose. That place is connected to the shoulder. I will attach it to the underarm of the dress or the side of the dress. Afterwards, I'll go ahead and then sew about 1 inch to secure it. So the next thing to do is to go ahead, this is what I have after sewing, is to go ahead and then create the hem gathers. Afterwards, I will attach it onto the first gathers. Great, so this is it. This is what I have. I'll then go ahead and then measure all round and then pull the hem gathers covering the first pieces. Okay, so this is what I have after pulling the gathers and then fixing it onto the very hem of the dress. I'll then go ahead and then secure it at the zip area or the center back, but I'll first of all leave about 12 inches for my zip allowance. So I left about 12 inches. Okay, so after the 12 inches, I'll then sew down and then go ahead and then fix the zip. Great, this is what I have after securing the hem or the center back and then fixing my zip. At this point, the dress is almost ready. So this is where I'll be creating the eyelet for lacing. Okay, thank you all for watching my videos. Let's try it on a dummy to see how it looks like. Thank you all for watching my videos. Please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, kindly do so and then press the notification bell to notify you anytime I upload any video. See you all in our next video.